Let's talk to Candia McCullough, founder of the Mesh UK Charitable Trust, and we can also speak to Joanne Davies, a medical device expert and Mesh UK Charitable Trustee. Hello to you both. Candia, let's start with you. Watching that report, you share the experience that we saw in that. Just talk us through what happened to you.
I shut my eyes for a routine hysterectomy. It'd be over and done within an hour. I could get right back onto my life. It was done through the vaginal approach. And when I got up, I couldn't walk. Things weren't right at all. Something was really drastically wrong and had been wrong the whole duration of the 10 years that have since gone. I couldn't walk. I had neurological problems. I had respiratory problems. I had mechanical problems. I couldn't stand up and sink, wash a cup anymore. Things like that. And it wasn't like my mind was stopping me. Something was stopping me.
So what had happened during that surgery?
What had actually happened during that surgery is the surgeon implanted 4 different types of meshes into my body. I didn't have even a diagnosis to warrant one of them. And this is how bad it actually is. And I've since found out that there's more like me that are coming to light that have had additional surgeries done to them without so much for bio leave.
So there was never any consultation with you about fitting a vaginal mesh implant?
No, and I didn't have any incontinence. I stress that. I didn't have any prolapse that was visible, or I didn't have any symptoms of prolapse. I didn't have any bowel incontinence or bladder incontinence, yet I've had the surgeries to, unfortunately, it's done to me.
You talked about the immediate feeling afterwards, how you knew that something was wrong. What about the longer term implications?
It's been really difficult to try and manoeuvre my way through life, not knowing how to live life with these mesh kits implanted. So I actually flew over to France April last year, and I said, "What did you do to me exactly?" I said, "Because I think you've got a right as a patient to know what was done, you know." And he said he didn't do anything. I said, "But here's your surgical notes. You know, it says 4 different mesh kits. You know, one of them says DOT. You know, you need to tell me." Anyway, so I said, "Well, you need to help me." Anyway, he continued to deny it. I said, "But you said when I woke up that you fixed a prolapse, and that was the only clue I ever had. That was the only clue." And I was quite disgusted that he did an additional surgery to the hysterectomy anyway. But I didn't know how they fixed. I was a bit naive. I was 33, 3 children, living in Paris. You know, I had a good life, you know.
Joanne, what do you make of the government's decision now to say this is a last resort only measure?
I can't see that there's any difference really, because they're saying that non-surgical procedures will be put as a priority, but then they will still use MASH.
In consultation with the women.
With the women, yes.
And more discussion around the potential implications, the side effects and complications.
But I really can't see how any medical device manufacturers brought this to market anyway, because if I try and put a marketing application together for a safe and effective device, it just can't be done.
Are there some women for whom it is beneficial though?
We have yet to found one.
Right. The guidelines do mean that ultimately, reading it, does it mean it's a woman's choice? There is a greater degree of choice, because what we're hearing from Candia is there was no choice, there was no discussion whatsoever.
I don't think so, because all they're offering is MASH. I can't see anything else in the guideline apart from polypropylene MASH.
I would like to add to that. I can't see that patients aren't being protected by the guidelines either. And what's strange to me, I find, if you're going to do the guidelines, you'd expect to do all the research, you'd be in touch with the Mesh charity, you know, but we've not been consulted at all, you know, about these guidelines, which I find is a little bit unusual, I would have thought, you know. And we welcome communications from anyone that has any issues with mesh or anything like that, because if you're having these mesh kits implanted into patients, where is long-term care? I haven't seen it. I mean, I've made some notes from like all my appointments and everything, and my appointments are huge because I didn't know what was done to me, okay? So I've had 441 appointments since implant. This excludes GPs and blood tests. In 10 years. I've had 46 hospitals I've been to visit because of complications because of mesh. I've been to 4 countries, Finland, France, America and England included in that. I've had over 80 different types of medications to help me cope with the pain. Nothing works. And I mean, I've tried them all, infusions.
You've described the pain as if your bladder was doused with acid.
It's
pain?
worse than that. It was like a purging, like my bladder is purging to try and get rid of something. It's constantly trying to reject it. There's no rejection medicines for this. I've seen my feces scored, so obviously it's eroded through my colon, and I have to live with that. I struggle with sitting, standing, walking, everything, even good times. My daughter recently got married, and I felt pain all the time. It just dampened. I mean, my daughter's wedding was beautiful, but it just
it's
dampens.
always there.
It's always there. It never goes away. And I can't see that any woman would actually truly consent to this level of risk.
So you want a full ban?
Absolutely support a ban, because there's no way when you've got. I had 25 MRIs, I've had 25 ultrasounds, I've had 11 X-rays, 1 CT scan, and nobody told me the truth.
Is this a step in the right
impossible.
direction, though, do you think, that shows the government is listening?
I don't think so, because they're still going to use mesh, aren't they? And mesh isn't just confined to the pelvic region and female surgery. Mesh is used throughout the body, and they use it in neonatals as well. That's the newborns.
We know that because now obviously we've been running Mesh UK Charitable Trust support group. It's a public page. We act as we want our medics to act, which is with pure transparency. So we will say things on there with transparency. We've got nothing to hide, nothing to lose. And we want to help protect the public and make them fully aware of what is really going on. So even if people are afraid to join or something like that, they can still be onlookers and whatever. And for me as well, we did some filming in March earlier this year as well, because we felt it was important to get the word out there. No matter how we do it, it's important that we do all we can. And in that filming, we had a child that had mesh implanted, he was 12 at the time, had hernia mesh, and he's had, obviously, the last 6 years on opiates. He came to our group.
So there's
So therefore it's men, women,
far bigger
children.
than
far bigger.
we're talking about today.
Yeah, much bigger. And I think realistically, we've got the review coming up, the medical device review coming up for mesh in particular. So we've got to submit our evidence on the 24th of October, and then following on from that, we've also then got the oral evidence that we've got to give in November. And I can't imagine anyone making any guidelines or any stipulations until we've all been heard.
Okay. Candia, Joanne, thank you both very much indeed for telling us your story today.